Kindly settle down. Ladies and gentlemen, we're starting in 1 minute. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, on a warm welcome on this final day of the Global Pulses Conclave 2012. We are indeed happy to welcome all of you today, and we indeed hope that you are going to have another fulfilling experience of a lot of deliberations and a lot of knowledge. We could not complete a very interesting paper last evening due to a paucity of time of Mr. Hugo Raggi from Hugo Raggi Agribusiness, and it is my privilege to welcome Mr. Hugo Raggi to open up the proceedings today. Please welcome with a warm round of applause. Thank you very much.
Good morning for everybody. It's okay? Ready? Okay. So, good morning again. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Pravin Dongre for the invitation, all the Indian colleagues, all my colleagues. I will give you a brief outlook for South America. South America is a continent situated in the Western Hemisphere, mostly in the Southern Hemisphere. The continent is also considered a subcontinent of Americas. It includes 12 independent countries: Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Guyana, Paraguay, Peru, Suriname, Uruguay, and Venezuela, and lately French Guiana, which is an overseas region of France. South America has an area of 17,840,000 square kilometers with an approximately total population of 385 million people, and is considered fourth in the area after Asia, Africa, and North America. The population of the main important countries are Brazil with 192 million, Colombia 45 million, Argentina 40 million. Then we can see that Brazil is the most populous country with more than 50%, following by Colombia with 12% and Argentina with 10% of the South American population. Spanish and Portuguese are the predominant language of South America. Portuguese is spoken only in Brazil, the most populous country in the region. Spanish is the official language in the rest of the continent. French is the official language only in French Guiana. In Falkland Island, South Georgia, and South Sandwich Island, English is the official language. And the official language in Suriname is Dutch. We have two main blocks. The big one is named Mercosur, and it's a regional trade agreement among Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay, and Uruguay, founded in 1991 by the Treaty of Asunción, which was later amended and updated by the 1994 Treaty of Ouro Preto. Its purpose is to promote free trade and fluid movement of goods, people, and currency. Bolivia, Chile, Ecuador, and Peru currently have associated members status, and Venezuela signed a membership agreement in 2006. The other block is the Andean Community, and it's a block formed by Bolivia, Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru. The trade bloc was called the Andean Pact until 1996 and came into existence with the signing of Cartagena Agreement in 1969. Its headquarters is located in Lima, Peru. The Andean Community has 98 million inhabitants living in an area of 4,700,000 square kilometers, and the gross domestic product amounted in 745 billion in 2005, including Venezuela that was member at that time. The economy of the main South American countries. The gross domestic product, the big one is Brazil with $2,172 million income per year, followed by Argentina with 596 million, then Colombia 400 million, and Venezuela with 344 million. But if we consider the gross domestic product per capita, the first country of the region is Argentina with $17,000 per capita, followed by Peru with $16,000 per capita, then Venezuela and Brazil. South America relies heavily on the exporting since 1990s and has experienced great economy development with Venezuela, Colombia, Argentina, Uruguay, and Peru growing their economies by over 8% per annum. Brazil's economy, on the other hand, is expected to grow by a more sluggish pace in the near future. During the last 2 decades, South American countries have experienced significant economic growth. However, because of histories of high inflation in nearly South American countries, interest rates remain high and investment remains low. Interest rates are usually twice that of the United States rate. The exception is Chile, which has been implementing free market economic policies since establishing military dictatorship in 1973. On exchange rates, Brazil leads the way in total amount of export of $200 billion, followed by Argentina with $84 million, and in third place, Chile with $71 billion. The agriculture of South America, the main products includes coffee, soybeans, wheat, rice, corn, sugarcane, citrus, beef, poultry, and bananas. Then I will show you some important aspects of the main South American countries. Started by Colombia, is the main commercial partner of Canada. In the last year, consumption of beans have been migrating to lentils, and is the largest importer of lentils in South America. As we can see in this chart, we have the import from Canada in the last 4 years, and then we can conclude that Colombia imports 28,000 metric tons of dry peas per annum, chickpeas 8,400 metric tons per year, lentils with 58,000 metric tons, and beans, considering local production plus importation, 105,000 metric tons. Then Venezuela. For the year 2002, there was a major intervention from the government. La Casa and PDVSA, they are two main government companies that take the importation in Venezuela in the last year. And obviously less participation on the private sector. Basically, it's not a producer of any pulses, and they have a big culture of beans consumption, especially black beans. Then again, we can see the pulses import from Canada. Is other important partner of Canada in South America. And the average consumption per year, dry peas, 16,120 metric tons, chickpeas, only 1,500, lentils, 24,566, and beans, 82,623, mainly blacks, and they import basically from China and from Argentina. Then Peru is the largest exporter of bean in the Andean community bloc, but is heavily dependent on the weather condition to have harvest. We have a chart. We can see that the import of dry peas, the average per year is around 21,000 metric tons. Dry peas, 11,500, and chickpeas is really not representative, only 100 metric tons. On the other hand, as I explained before, is one of the main exporter of the Andean community. Their own consumption is big. We can consider in 200,000 metric tons. And the exportation in 2008 was 35,000 metric tons, 2009, 33,000, 2010, 35,000, and 2011, 36,000. The main variety that the Peruvian country export is the black-eyed beans, followed by the large lima beans. Then Chile, in the past year, was an important exporter of pulses like lentils and beans. But due to the highland cost, there was a replacement by vineyards and fruits production. Just for our guidance, 1 hectare in the central region of the country costs $20,000. So it's impossible to, or it's not profitable to grow any pulses. The import from Chile in the last years are, obviously it's a few countries, only 12 million people. The average importation of lentils are around 15,000 metric tons per year. Dry peas, 6,000 metric tons per year. And chickpeas, 1,900 metric tons per year. Then Argentina is not a pulses consumer country, mainly export all its production. It could be considered the main Canadian competitor in Latin America for its neighborhood countries, mainly Mercosur participants, and is main exporter of pulses of South America. In this graphic, we have the export of beans. Mainly is composed by alluvia beans, Our main markets are Algeria, Spain, France, Italy, and Brazil. Then we have black kidney beans. The production in the last 3 years increased. Our main destination is Brazil. Just for our guidance, this year Brazil import from Argentina only 100,000 metric tons. Then followed by cranberry beans with an average of exportation of 15,000 metric tons per year. And late red beans that includes dark red and light red kidney beans. So, as a So, as a conclusion, Argentina during the year 2009 export 263,000 of beans, 24,000 of dry peas, 17,000 of chickpeas. Sorry, but the another graphic cannot appear. Okay. In 2010,